This is a Hope 1032 podcast.
To She Wasn't Born Yesterday for women who are 40 plus fabulous by the Empty Nest Chicks. I'm Janet Evans, ex-M&C Saatchi advertising creative, who have won numerous radio and TV awards. Not that that'll affect us because we're doing a podcast.
And I'm Dr Amelia Haines, who has been a medical doctor for 30 years and specialising in sexual health and mental health and relationships, and I'm generally a very useful human being.
Well, we'll find out about that, but we are here to work together.
People tell me on good authority that I am.
Really? Yes, well, they never say that to me, so I think we're the perfect hosts for She Wasn't Born Yesterday.
You're never going to rise to the top of a man's world.
I am at the top in a man's world because I have narcissistic personality disorder.
No, you don't.
Kathy Lett said that women are still trying to crack that glass ceiling and are getting concussed on the way up, and they're expected to clean up all the bits afterwards. That's what she said. And it's true. I feel like nothing has changed. It's still a man's world.
Is this your experience, Janet?
Yes, it is, because I work in advertising, which is the most misogynistic industry in the entire universe.
Right.
Apart from medicine, obviously.
No. Actually, medicine I don't think is.
This is the good thing for you. Obviously, I took the wrong career path, but having hung out with you a lot, I feel like I could be a doctor now. I could, don't you agree? Yeah.
I so don't agree.
I'll take that as a yes. But we are going to talk to someone who has made it to the top in a man's world, i.e. advertising, for example.
Who has a very advertising name.
Shaz.
Yeah.
Her name's Shaz, and she's a creative director, and she's incredible. And she gives us some very interesting insights into what it takes to kind of navigate that kind of, male bias and the kind of,
Actually, can I
obstacles.
just say,
yes.
I think it's sad that we have to navigate anything. To me, that is just really sad.
And I think it is getting a little bit better in some ways. I think it's getting more attention. But the fact that there are so few female CEOs, for example, in companies, I think it's sort of led from the top.
Mind you.
Yes.
Just to stick my neck right out and be politically incorrect for a second.
Your glittery neck.
For a second. I do hear those kind of arguments and kind of go, it's hard because we have babies, which takes a lot of time out of our careers. And what do you do about that? Yes. Unless you push the baby out and hand it over to the state and have it put in an orphanage and continue with your career.
Or you're very rich and you can afford a lot of, childcare.
Exactly.
But, that doesn't happen. So, I feel like that actual physical aspect of it and the nurturing and taking all of that time out. But I think the other thing that does is it kind of, and I actually discovered this a little bit myself, was it erodes your confidence in yourself and your professional ability because you feel like you're kind of losing touch. A gap is forming between you and when you used to work professionally, and now you're just doing unpaid work.
Yes. I think most women would say that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
Everywhere for all of us.
Yeah, right, which it shouldn't do. I imagine it's probably not the same for guys. Guys seem to have a very robust
they have a baby, have 6 weeks.
Yes, that's right. Or 3 months or whatever it is. But, it's not, it doesn't seem to...
And even though the little darlings keep them up at night, which they do, and they take, it's just not the same.
Yes. I think, because the confidence thing also affects the sort of position you ask for and the money you ask for when you go back.
Possibly for the people who are giving you the job, even the women who are involved in giving you the job, they kind of go, even though we're not allowed politically to say it and kind of, legally to say it, but, is this going to affect how she's going to be able to function?
Yes. Are they going to have to take lots of time off because the kid gets sick or just suddenly not be there, or, because they have to get them from childcare because they've got sick at childcare, all of those things. I agree. And,
children shouldn't be allowed to get sick.
They shouldn't get sick. And that's an important thing for us to reinforce force in this podcast, I think. But it's a complicated thing, isn't it?
It's very,
but
lots of moving parts.
Yes, there
Shaz
are.
was amazing.
She is amazing.
But I have a feeling also for women who are listening to the episode too, that they will realise that as well as being very insightful and like chatting about lots of useful things, she herself is amazing.
Yes.
And had some strengths and some personality traits that made it slightly, it made more sense to her
I
to
agree.
still be
I
able
agree.
to kind of push a man over
Yes.
if he kind of was getting in, being stupid, like being unhelpful, So,
She's
and
pretty-
good on her for it, like I was going to say.
Absolutely. I mean, she's pretty out there. She's pretty hardcore. But we shouldn't have to be like that, should we?
No.
But we kind of do. We do have to be like that. If we want
people
to
kind of hate women for it, don't they?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, you have to be that way, but yet, well, you don't have to be, but it helps to sort of just, I think, brush it off, like, shake it off, as Tay would say. And just move on. But I feel like unless there's those role models at the top who are making it actually easier for women rather than it being blokes at the top.
But it's still taking a long time. It's still taking a long time.
forever.
I think the 70s feminists thought, okay, here we go, we're off and running.
Yeah.
But it has not been that simple, not at all.
Why do you think it hasn't been that simple?
Would you like to hear my thesis
Yes, I
on
would.
the topic,
I
Janet?
would actually. Yeah.
You're such a liar.
I know. No, I know.
I know.
No, I want to hear it.
No,
I
I don't.
We've got lots of time. You tell me what your thesis on
Why it's been so difficult
Yes.
since the 70s.
Yes, I know, I really want to
Actually,
know.
Janet, I have no idea. And I have a feeling and a great deal of respect for a lot of women and men who have written incredible numbers of PhD theses, I think, on this topic.
Yes.
And still the question is there. And because it's complicated.
Well, you don't have a thesis on it then.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't. But I think there are many. I'm saying I don't think you can dumb it down and kind of say it in, two sentences.
This is the reason.
Yeah.
That's a nice little box. Tick that
yeah.
box.
Unfortunately, not so simple.
But in your job, in your field,
Yes.
you think it's much more level.
It is more level. Of course, there are things to be sorted, and you get lots of the bad behaviours that you get in other kind of professions as well. But it is more even. Like doctors, male or female, who do the same job, pay the same amount of money.
That's good.
Which exactly. So that was nice. And that's been that way for a long time. And equity in the number of male and female doctors there are is also true. There are certain other things that are not so equal, of course, But
how do you, for example, take mat leave if you're a neurosurgeon or something like that? I mean, wouldn't you kind of lose your touch a bit, so to speak?
No.
Really?
Well, no, I think female surgeons, it is, there are a lot of female surgeons who are immensely excellent. In fact, it's hard, you can't be a doctor in Australia or a surgeon of any kind without being very, very good.
Which is good.
You can, it's great. I know, yay for all Australians. Of course, you probably take quite short maternity leave. You don't disappear for a year.
So did you take lots of mat leave? Because you've had 5 kids.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. I'm the most disempowered female doctor that has ever existed. So I'm an example of nothing.
But did you ever feel that slight sort of, coming back, I'm a bit...
Oh, totally.
Did you?
Of course. But
Really?
That's one of the reasons why doctors are so good in Australia is because we all feel like we're kind of a little bit hopeless, which means we're always... really. We're just that personality type. So we all run to stay afloat. There are always kind of new things to know. So you never know everything.
Let me give you a tip. Okay.
Yes.
Don't run
Let's
to
talk
stay
about other
afloat.
things.
Don't run, swim.
Let's talk about other professions where perhaps it is not so straightforward.
Yes, I know. And we will. And we're going to talk to Shaz this Thursday. And it's a really cool episode. It's called Rising to the Top in a Man's World. And it's dropping this Thursday. And it's an all-women chat. So it's really something to look forward to.
1032. Thanks for listening.